Okay, everyone, thank you for tuning in to this this webinar, this October 7th, Monday webinar. Today we are going to go over some of the free lead generation tools offered in kvCORE. We've had some agents have a lot of success recently using some of these tools, and that's definitely something we want to continue to capitalize on. So we're going to look at some of the free lead generation tools the kvCORE offers, and today we're going to focus primarily on the IDK Squeeze Pages. Once again, thank you for tuning in, and to those who are watching the recorded version, again, thank you for tuning in, and if you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat, or you can also shoot me an email or give me a call at any time. But let's get this started. So your lead engine and your IDK Squeeze Pages will come in the, they're accessible through the lead engine button over here. That's right below the marketing autopilot on the far left. To access your Squeeze Pages, you'll click on the IDK Squeeze Page over here, and you have to select your domain. Depending on your admin access, your domain will probably be the only one that shows up, but for the purpose of this video, I will select my own domain. Let me start building. So as you see here, there are 4 types of IDK Squeeze Pages, and basically they're all somewhat different. The first 2 are to generate buyer leads, and then a seller squeeze is, of course, to generate seller leads. An IDK Squeeze Page creates a link to a list of properties that follow a certain search criteria that you put in there. Basically, the whole goal of this is to create some sort of squeezed down list of inventory to share on social media and entice people to find what they're looking for in their home, and then call you to potentially help them buy one of these homes, or at the very least opt in as a interested buyer lead. And what's even good about these squeeze pages is you can include some tagged information, like a hashtag that is relevant to your squeeze page. So when you do get someone to opt in as a lead, you'll know exactly kind of what their search preferences are. So let's go ahead and do a multi-property squeeze page. And what this is this is going to be a link to, like I mentioned earlier, a link to a whole bunch of different current active listings in the MLS that follow a certain criteria. So the first little bit you put in is going to be your area. You can do the whole county, you can do the city, you can do a zip code, you can do a neighborhood. You can also draw on a map, like a particular spot in the map. Of course, we want to zoom in on Buffalo, Western New York. I won't actually do this, but I can just kind of show you how it works. To start draw area. Let's say you want to go from Lockport and down. Just click over here, go over, maybe all the way over to Batavia, and down. And as you can see, the way that you draw is you don't just draw. You just every time you click, you can move it a little bit. You just create some lines. You can create a box, and once you do your selections, these little points come up. So let's say you don't want to go all the way up north. You can bring it down a little bit. You can bring this over to Leroy if you want to, Warsaw. And each time you do that, you can refine it even more by another point showing up. So you can be very specific with this. It does a really good job. Like, you know, it doesn't just have to be a square where you have your points go all the way into the lake and everything like that. You can kind of keep it along the lake there. So that's how that works. I'm just going to do South Buffalo as the area. So the neighborhood of South Buffalo. We'll see how is that our option. Okay. So you select it by clicking on it. Now I'm gonna go with single family. And I think what my goal, I think the way I'm gonna market this particular squeeze page is going to be affordable, medium-sized homes in South Buffalo. So I'm going to set a price range. You don't have to. Again, the more search options you get, obviously the more limited your search will be. But at the same time, you also want to create a list of homes that people are going to find something that is actually enticing to them. That kind of fits what they're looking at. So, but mine is going to be affordable. So I'm going to go maximum 175,000, and the price minimum is going to, I'm going to do a minimum just so that we're not getting some of the low homes. You know, you want them the medium size, of course. So I'm going to do a $75,000 minimum. We'll see if that works. No square footage, the acres. I don't really. I'm not looking for a big plot of land, so I'll just leave that as what it is. But again, like I mentioned, like medium-sized homes, I'm going to say 3 or more bedrooms. That might be on the closer to the larger home, but again, we'll see what we get. Baths, I'm going to do 1.5 or more baths. A walk score. This is kind of. Is it a walker's paradise? Is it right on a main strip? Is it like, you know, close to restaurants and things like that, grocery stores, or is it not walkable at all? That's up to you to kind of put in here, but I'm not going to include the walk score. And then the options is where you get really specific. This is all the MLS information that you kind of, all the little boxes that you select. So as you can kind of see, there's so many options here. You can do kind of one of these a day. You can say like all the pools in South Buffalo, all of the homes on a golf course, or you know, the waterfront homes in Evans, things like that, to really try to entice people to kind of continue browsing. And again, the whole point of this is they're looking at all of these homes that are under your umbrella. You know, they're all looking at homes underneath that are associated with your name, although they're not your listings. But now they see, like, if they are interested in one of these homes, you're the agent they're going to contact to help them buy it. So for now, let's do, since we're, you know, doing like mid-sized, affordable, let's do with a garage. Okay, and over here is where you kind of put in the settings for your page. Like the first thing is the source. This is going to just be a way for you to continue tracking your leads. A source is really just like where you're going to be posting this link to kind of track it. So like if I'm going to post this to Facebook, I'll make this FB. So that way, if I get leads, let's say I get 10 leads from this one link, which is ambitious, but you know, for the sake of this example, I'll just use 10. And I get leads from all different kinds of avenues and things like that. I'll know that when I go back and look in a year or 2 years, I can kind of look at my CRM. I can see how many leads came in through Facebook. And that's just a good way to kind of track and see what's working and what's not working for you. So we'll do FB for Facebook. You can even type out Facebook if you want. It doesn't really matter. This is, again, for just your tracking. And then a hashtag. Most of you should know what a hashtag is by now if you've been using kvCORE, but for those who are newer users, a hashtag is something that's associated with your smart CRM, where it's another way to further sort out your leads. So this example, I would want my hashtag to be South Buffalo. So what this is like, I'll know that any leads that come in will be tagged with South Buffalo. So I'll know that they're interested in South Buffalo homes. Another thing I can do is I can do a hashtag that is kind of similar to like this criteria. So like I'll do like mid-size or something. However you like to kind of identify this type of home, it's up to you. And then you would leave it. I'm not sure if mid-size is more for like a car or something like that, but for my own tracking, I'll know that like this person was looking for homes that were kind of around this size for this price. So like if I get a home that kind of is similar to the search criteria, that's maybe in Orchard Park or Lancaster or someplace like that, West Seneca, I can type in my mid-size hashtag and these people will come up, even though it's not South Buffalo that they were looking at. You know, I'll still know they had somewhat interest in this type of home. So it's good to kind of tag maybe one or at least one, if not multiple hashtags. And again, hashtags are a really good way to properly and uniquely identify your leads, and you can continue to send them relevant information to hopefully boost your conversion. The next option is the Facebook cover photo. The Facebook cover photo, it's probably recommended to use this top one to use a listing from your search results. That's so that you're not misleading anyone. Like our maximum is 175,000. We don't want to use a cover photo with a $500,000 listing. That would be misleading. So we want people to kind of know what they're about to click on, and we want them to like what they're looking at. Property views allowed before registration. So what's going to happen with this link is this link is going to pull up a whole bunch of homes, and this is like asking how many homes they're allowed to look at before kvCORE asks them to opt in and give us some more information to continue their search. And that is how they register as a lead. So 2 is the default. You can have them do 1 immediately. So the first home they click on, they have to submit information to continue viewing. Or you can do more. I think the 2 default is pretty good. Or the defaulted 2 is pretty good. Okay, and so the next one, the next little area is the links. So this is where your link will be generated. So you generate your link, and now this has created a unique link to this search. So the short link, these are both the same link. The short link is just available for any sort of social media sharing that where character count might be an issue. So it's the same link. So what you can do here is you can copy it to your clipboard, or you can just copy it like normal. And it's recommended. Let's go into a search bar here and just see what we got. Huh. 0 homes. Let's try to refine our search. Maybe the zip code might work a little bit better. So just the neighborhood, South Buffalo. We'll do maybe South Buffalo is a little bit in the kvCORE system. It's not exactly what we want. So we'll try putting in the zip code here. We have to regenerate the link because it changes it. So I'll copy it to clipboard. I'll get out of this. Oh, there we go. We got eight results. So that's good. That's a good, successful multi-property squeeze page. Now, what you'd want to do here is, yeah, again, it's got all these stats. You know, average taxes, average price per square foot. So this is a lot of valuable information for a couple of open houses too. Valuable information for all those who might want to click on it. So, so what you do is you take the link. Again, you can copy it right from kvCORE or just right here. You go to Facebook to post it. as I reload my page here. And you drop that link into a post. Okay, and as you can see here, it brings up previews for all those listings. It looks really nice. So just get rid of that link, and you can write out like, check out these homes in South Buffalo for under something like that. Entice people to click on it. Now I'll show you what happens. I'm going to go to a private window here. This is what happens when someone is viewing your link. So they click on it, they love it, they're interested in that area. This is all search criteria that they like. And then say they really like this one, so they click on it. Nice, very nice. They go to another property like this one. They're gonna be asked to log in here to continue, and that's how you'll get their information. What's gonna happen is I'm gonna give my email in here, or I'll continue on Facebook or Google. My information will go into the Smart CRM, and then I'm registered and tagged as a lead with the hashtags that I put on. So that is that's a multi-property squeeze page. Now you saw those don't take too long to create, and also like this link won't die, so you can leave this link. You can kind of save this link somewhere and continue to check it. And you can share this maybe once or twice a month, and it'll have new properties in here. And of course, ones that get sold will leave, and other ones that meet the criteria will be added in here. So you don't have to keep continuing to make the same exact squeeze pages over and over again. You just have to save your link somewhere. So that's a multi-property squeeze page. That's a good way to generate buyer leads. Now a single property squeeze page is something that's a little bit more simple. It's only for promoting a single active listing. So you do here, it's pretty much the same as a multi-property, except you throw in the MLS ID in here. So it would just be a link to just one property. Now there's so many ways to promote a property in kvCORE, but this is one of the best ways because you can add a hashtag to it. So you'd add the single property squeeze page. You'd probably want to add a hashtag with the address, because that way you'll know when you see these people in your CRM that this is the property that they were interested in. Then you can continue to send them relevant information about the property and keep them informed. And then you can also tag the area. So like if we have a property in South Buffalo, you'd put in the South Buffalo tag. And then as you keep getting South Buffalo information, you can always have these people that came into your CRM through this one property. You can always send them that information. And then same thing, property views. You probably want one because it's only one listing. But then you create your link and you share it the same way. The Facebook cover photo will be the main listing photo. So we got that. Now let's real quick talk about seller squeeze pages. A seller squeeze page is to generate seller leads, of course. What you're doing here is you're doing an instant market report. So we'd want to, okay, if we're doing Facebook, we'll share this on Facebook, do FB. Let's do South Buffalo for our area. And then, oops. No spaces, that's good to know. and then we'll do 14220 as our hashtag, and then generate our link. So what this is going to do is this link is going to say something along the lines of the homes in South Buffalo are going for $165,000 right now. What's your home worth? So here's what it looks like, or 155,000. So they're going to put their address in here to get their home estimate, and then they'll get a market report. And so what they're doing is they're getting value from this by actually seeing what their home is worth, and you are going to get their information into your CRM. And then now you contact those people and you try to see if you can list their house. So that's a good way to kind of, you can do this. A really good strategy is to do this for a lot of the areas in Buffalo and try to hit all of them and see how many different market reports you can get and how many new leads, new seller leads you can get. Maybe they will want to list it right away, or maybe they will want to in several years. And either way, you'll have them in your CRM, and then maybe they'll think of you when they go to eventually sell their house. So like the other ones, again, you'd have to share this to Facebook too in order to get any sort of traction on it. Also good to find groups and things like that that might allow you to post stuff like this. That's a good way to put your work in front of different people as well. People outside of your sphere to help you continue to grow your CRM. Anyway, those are the free lead generation tools. And again, like once you get new leads, they'll appear in your CRM, and they'll be tagged, and you can follow up with them in the proper ways. But again, if anyone has any questions about kind of what we've gone over today, always feel free to contact me. Again, these tools, they are free. They take some work to try to find exactly what works, but they're free. They're effective if done properly, and then I mentioned they're free. I'm sorry. There's a lot of lead generation tools in kvCORE, some of which are paid, and these are the free tools that you can do kind of on a daily basis, and get some new folks in your CRM, and hopefully turn those in, nurture them properly, and hopefully turn those into some business for you. So thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you to those who watch after the fact on YouTube. And again, I hope that this works for you. And I'm happy to work with anyone that is interested in this but has follow-up questions. So please contact me if you have any questions. And I'm always happy to set up one-on-one meetings as well as my scheduled classroom seminars. Thank you.